When you said name right here, Mr. Bibbs, what you mean by that name?
Somebody's on the phone.
Okay, got you. Okay. Okay. Pastor James, who's all on the line now? Okay. All right. That's right. Okay. Okay. People get ready, for the train is coming. Don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesel humming. Don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord. Good evening, viewing audience and listening audience to the People Get Ready podcast with the legendary political guru, Mr. Charles E. Bibbs from Bibb's Record Shop. Tonight, we will begin our broadcast with two quotes from Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. And the first one is, there comes a time when one must take a position that is neither safe nor politics, nor popular, but he must take it because conscience tells him it is right. The second one is, it may well be that we will have to repent in this generation, not merely for the neurotic words and violent actions of the bad people, but for the appalling silence and indifference of the people, of the good people who sit around and say, wait on time. We know that these quotes are relevant in today's time as well, because we have situations that's going on in our community that we need individuals to speak out against, such as the closing of St. Vincent Charity Hospital. We need our civic leaders and our community leaders to come out and stand up against this situation that's happening in our community. Also, the layoffs that's happening at university hospitals. We need our civic leaders to stand up for the community. And you might say to yourself, I want to start a new business. I'm looking for a business opportunity, and you have a business opportunity here. Today, we're going to introduce you to a business opportunity, beginning with the Bibb Business Opportunity Grand Opening. Did I say Bibb's Business Opportunity Grand Opening? Yes. You can start with SNAP. SNAP has added Employee Retention Tax Credit Program, the ERC refund, $1.9 trillion are available. And let's talk about who is eligible to receive this $1.9 trillion. And those who are eligible to receive this, receive up to $26,000 per W-2 employee are those who have a business in the United States. If you have a business in the United States, and if you have a nonprofit business in the United States, you qualify for the federal tax refund check. Also, we want to say again that you have the opportunity to join SNAP Delivered for free. Did I say free? Yes. For free, you can join SNAP Delivered. And for more information, you can contact Mr. Charles E. Bibb's office at 216-681-1469, or also you can reach out to him on his mobile phone at 216-659-4619. And I want you to gather your hearts and your minds together. We have a great show tonight, a lot of information coming to you. We have an awesome show, a lot of hot information. And I'm going to bring to you the host and the founder of People Get Ready, none other than Mr. Charles E. Bibbs, Sr., the political guru himself. Take it away, Mr. Bibbs.
Thank you, Reverend Ben Fair. Awesome introduction. Really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Because we have some awesome information today. We want to inform and empower. This podcast is People Get Ready, and that's what we want you to do.
Yes.
Get your pen and your paper ready because we got some hot breaking news all over the place. First, we're going to give you one piece of hot news. You're going to get it twice in one show. I'm going to tell you right now what's happening on Friday, November the 18th, 12 noon at the East Side Market. Neon will be giving away Thanksgiving dinners for the needy. And you don't have to register. You just have to show up and be there at 12 o'clock until 1 o'clock. There'll be another announcement on this later on in case you didn't get your information. But this Saturday, 18th of November, not Saturday, I'm sorry, this Friday. Got all kind of giveaways, but we got it both days. But the one at Neon is on Friday at the East Side Market. Please come out so that you can share in the Thanksgiving activity with the rest of us. Thank you, thank you. And now we'll get back to this free SNAP delivery. The only opportunity I ever known that you can get in free and start making money.
All right.
And we're gonna have the video now. Mr. Engineer, would you give us a SNAP delivered video, please, sir? SNAP delivered, you get in free and start making money.
Let's start making money.
There's no excuse.
Hello, this is Tony with Jorns & Associates. Today we'll be discussing the Employee Retention Tax Credit Program. The ERC was first introduced in the $2.1 trillion CARES Act back in March of 2020. It earmarked up to $26,000 per employee for business owners who kept employees hired during the pandemic. This is a fully refundable tax credit against the employer portion of Social Security payroll taxes or the Medicare tax, depending on the period you're filing for. It's paid to you directly via a check. It's not a loan. You don't have to ask for forgiveness. You don't have to pay it back. And these funds are not earmarked. You don't need to use them for payroll or operating expenses. The ERC can be utilized at the discretion of the business owner. You claim the ERC by filing an amended 941X quarterly payroll tax return, claiming your credits on lines 18 and 26. There's several misconceptions about the ERC. Many owners do not think they'll qualify because they did not have a revenue decline, or maybe their revenue increased during the pandemic. Maybe they didn't experience any shutdowns, or they received PPP loans and those loans were forgiven. And while these are factors in the process, they certainly do not disqualify your business from receiving the ERC funds. The qualification process is extremely thorough. Our team will go through gross receipts, revenue sectors. We'll look at your day-to-day operations, your supply chain, basically how the pandemic affected your day-to-day business throughout 2020 and 2021. The scope of engagement is pretty straightforward. You can connect us with your CPA, your bookkeeper, payroll team, so we can get all the documents necessary to file the ERC on your behalf. You'll complete our basic client questionnaire, get us any PPP loan information, provide us with your original 941 returns, so then we can file the 941X amended returns with the IRS and claim the ERC funds. We do not guarantee any specific refund amount until we have all your payroll data and we can run the calculations. We do guarantee that our calculations are accurate. We do guarantee that our filings with the IRS as a paid preparer are compliant with program rules and regulations. And we do provide long-term audit support and carry E&O insurance with up to $1 million per client. The service fee structure creates zero risk for business owners who decide to work with Jorns & Associates. We have a contingency fee of 20% on the amount of credits delivered, and we charge a fully refundable deposit of $2,600 due at signing. If for whatever reason your company does not qualify for the ERC program, we refund the $2,600 immediately. If you do qualify, then we'll invoice you for the 20% contingency fee minus the $2,600 deposit you paid at signing. So that is credited towards your fee. So if you get paid by the IRS, you owe us money. If you don't get any money from the IRS, you owe us nothing. We have software perform calculations to eliminate human error, and we have a fully audit-ready package, which includes our compliance services. If you want to move forward with our ERC program, the associate that you're working with can send you an engagement letter that you can sign, remit the fully refundable deposit, provide us with your completed questionnaire and the required documents, your revenue spreadsheet, the 941s, the payroll documents, your PPP loan details. We'll have an onboarding specialist assigned to your file so you have a point of contact to help you through this process from beginning to end. Our CPAs will prepare all the filing documents, send it over for your team to review. The documents will be signed, mailed to the IRS, and in approximately 14 to 20 weeks, you'll receive your check from the IRS. Once you get paid, we'll have you pay us the remaining balance for the contingency fee, and that's due after you get your check. There's plenty of information about the ERC on the irs.gov website. You have to go through all the different PDFs, and you can also review the CARES Act, the Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2021, and now the new infrastructure bill will have an effect on the guidance. So you have to keep up with everything, which our team will do that on your behalf. The bottom line is there's over $1 trillion earmarked right now for businesses just like yours. And right now, that $1 trillion+ is sitting in the United States Treasury's account. Connect with one of our associates today and let us help you move those funds out of the Treasury's account and into your business account where they truly belong.
You got that information firsthand, right up to date information. And I'd like all my business association friends to take advantage of it. And we have a new business associate on the phone that we'll be talking to in another few moments. But this is for businesses, private business, and nonprofits to take advantage of this refund for employees during this COVID 21-22. Thank you very kindly. We'll be getting that information to you. Reverend Ben Fair.
Yes, sir, Mr.
Would
Bibb.
you introduce us to our new associates, please?
Yes, sir, absolutely. I'll be introducing to you a young man who's coming to us with some information that's helpful to the community. And his name is Jody Luke. He's the Chief Quality Operations for Care Alliance. Jody Luke will share information regarding Thanksgiving food distribution and other events coming up. He will also share information about resources offered by Care Alliance. Miss Jody, are you there?
I'm here.
All right.
Can you all hear
if
me?
you don't mind, we can hear you. We can hear you. We want to say welcome and thanks a lot for coming on. And we want you to share the information that you have. Matter of fact, I'll start by reading the information about the about the giveaway that you're going to be doing on the 19th of November the 19th. Would you share that information with us and the other information that you have about your program?
Absolutely. And Mr. Bibb and Reverend Fair, thank you so much on behalf of Care Alliance for inviting us to this amazing podcast. I'm new to Cleveland and I'm already a fan. So I work at Care Alliance Health Center, which is a federally qualified health center that doesn't turn people away if they cannot pay for medical care. If people come in without health insurance, we'll help people enroll in health insurance. But many of your listeners probably already know about Care Alliance Health Center. because we have a clinic in Central, a clinic off of St. Clair, and also a clinic in Stokes. But today I'm bringing some good news to the community, which is that we are going to be distributing 700 hams and chickens for the holidays on Saturday at 2 different locations. We wanted to distribute turkeys, but there's a short supply of turkeys right now due to turkey virus. So we're going to be distributing 700 hams free and 700 chickens for free. The locations where they will be distributed is at 7300 St. Clair Avenue. And then the other location will be at our central facility, which is at 2916 Central Avenue. And that's at the corner of Central and East 30th Street. The 7300 St. Clair Avenue is on the corner of St. Clair and East 72nd Street. We will be providing the food from 2 to 5 o'clock p.m. this Saturday at each of these locations. Registration is not required, and we will also be providing assistance if folks do not have health insurance and they need assistance enrolling in health insurance. We're not an insurance company, we're a clinic, but we know that it's very important for people to have access to health care and insurance. Care Alliance provides primary care services, dental services, pharmacy services, behavioral health, and optometry. So we're here to serve the community. If folks are worrying about how they're going to pay for their medical care, you can come and see us. We provide sliding fee scale. So if you don't have insurance and for some reason you cannot qualify but are still low income, the most that you would pay is $4 for that medical care. So we will take care of folks in the community who are in need of healthcare. We even have a transportation service that will pick people up from their home and bring them to our clinic and then return them back to their home. The mobile units that we have are wheelchair accessible. They're really nice. So they'll pick someone up safely and put them in the mobile unit so that they can arrive at our clinics, which are wheelchair accessible as well. And our pharmacy services will even bring medication to folks' homes if they can't make it to our pharmacy at Care Alliance. So that's the good news I wanted to share today. And I wanted to thank you all for all that you're doing for our community. And we're here to serve anyone however we can help. Thank you.
Very good, very good. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your organization. Where's your headquarters?
So our headquarters is at St. Clair, but our largest clinic is at 2916 Central Avenue. So we're a Cleveland-based, federally qualified health center. We used to be known, some folks may recognize Cleveland Healthcare for the Homeless, which was our original name in the 90s. And then we had more folks than just homeless people coming to visit our clinic. So we expanded to reflect the diversity of the patients that we serve. And we rebranded to Care Alliance Health Center. But our largest clinic is in Central. And then we have a third clinic in Stokes. And we're expanding into the St. Clair area and are opening a new clinic at 7300 St. Clair that's going to serve as more like a community resource center. We're going to have a food pantry there, classes on financial literacy. I love to see the video that y'all shared earlier about opportunities there, and then also health education as well. So that's where we're located.
Very good. You guys have been in business quite a long time, huh?
Yes, sir. Since 1985.
Oh, great. That's a long time.
Yes.
Okay. And you are doing a good job. I'm glad we ran into you. And Reverend Ben Ferris, I think he gave us all the information about Saturday.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything else you wanted to share with us about December?
Yeah, so there's a toy drive as well in December, December 8th, and let me make sure it's the 15th and not the 16th. 1 second. But we're going to be giving out toys. We're partnering with RTA, to have a Santa, and the trolley will be decorated with a Santa. We're going to be giving out toys to the community in, again, the same location, Central and 7300 St. Clair, on December 8th and December 16th. That's going to be from 4 to 7 p.m. And like we do at all of our events, we're going to be there to help people enroll in health insurance and schedule medical appointments, just to connect them to healthcare so that everyone is able to achieve their highest level of health.
Very good, very good. Do you have the flyer for December 6th yet?
We'll be sending that this week. So it's hot off the press. I'll be sending it soon.
Okay, we appreciate you get that to Reverend Ben Fair, and we can have it ready for next week's podcast. Very good. Reverend Ben Fair, was there anything else?
Yes, I wanted to ask, what are your hours of operation for the transportation?
Yes, great question. Our clinic is open from 8 to 5, and the transportation to our clinic, it depends on when the patient has an appointment. So our team stops at 5, but if someone has, let's say, an appointment at 4:45, then the transportation team will do what they need to do to get someone to the clinic. We also accept walk-in appointments. So if folks are worried about scheduling an appointment or they need something right away, they can always come to our clinic. If it's an emergency, obviously you should go to the ER, but for primary care, dental, behavioral health, we will do our best to squeeze someone into a walk-in appointment, because we know that sometimes things come up and people need, maybe a COVID test, a vaccination, maybe they need a screening. We'll do our best to take care of people on the spot.
Okay, so how can the the community reach out to you? If someone is seeing our podcast tonight, how can they reach out to you?
So I'm going to put our email in the chat, but our email is communications@carealliance.org is the best way to reach us. And I would encourage folks to come to the event so that they can get a medical appointment scheduled and get their free chicken and ham.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we're looking forward to seeing you on Saturday, and we're looking forward to partnering with you in the future.
Likewise.
All right, thank you, Mr. Luke, and have a good evening.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. Now we're changing lanes. We're going from the nonprofit to pure politics. Most people are aware that this week there are big changes in Washington, D.C. for 2023. The Senate is still in the control of the Democrats. They have 50 seats, Reverend Ben Fair, 50 Democratic seats. And the way our government is structured, if you get 50 and you have the presidency, it's the same party, then the vice chairman can break all ties. So the Democrats are still in charge of the Senate. Listen, Chuck Schumer is the majority leader, and there was some talk that McConnell might have a challenger. He had a challenger like he had over the years, but now he's the longest running leader in Congress, in the Senate. When he takes his minority leadership, he'll set the record. So there were some people that wanted to take his seat, but they didn't have the votes. And in Congress, you have to have the votes. Talk is good, but you got to have the votes.
Yes, sir.
Now, in the House of Representatives, we are not complete yet. They are projecting that the Republicans will win. But if they win, McCarthy will be the Speaker of the House. And we're waiting for a few more congressional seats to be determined on the West Coast. As soon as they come in, which will be any day now, we'll know for sure. But right now, they're projected to take over. And McCarthy, he has challenges to his leadership also, but he will be the Speaker of the House if the projection is right, that the last House seats will go to the Republicans on the West Coast. That's going to be a little difficult to run the federal government. All money issues start in the House. But the good news, all federal appointments for judges come out of the Senate. So as fast as President Biden get them ready, they can vote on them. And he's at a record pace now of getting Senate confirmation, and he'll be able to continue that for the next 2 years. Like I said, Chuck Schumer is the majority leader of the Senate, and the one outstanding is the state of Georgia, where there's a runoff election between Senator Warnock and Herschel Walker. Nobody got 50% of the vote on election day, and in Georgia, you have to get 50% to be the winner. It was less than a point between the two of them. And with the third candidate, they got one of the few percentage points difference. So nobody got 50%, so the runoff between the two top will be December 6th in Georgia. So that race will be, we'll have 51, and the leadership, we'll have 50 in the leadership, because like I said earlier, 50-50 ties are brokered by the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. Well, this should be very exciting, but the House will be watching. By the weekend, we'll know that. We'll bring you back the absolute count, not the projection, next week. Thank you. Reverend Ben Fair.
Yes, sir, Mr. Bibb.
We've been working on a project for a year. What's going on in this Cuyahoga County juvenile detention?
Yes, sir.
2 weeks ago, we had 2 candidates here running the county executive. And they both candidates said they would give the detention center attention. The Cuyahoga County Juvenile Detention Center. They don't have direct oversight, but they do have oversight of the budget. And I know the golden rule. He who has to go, make the rules.
Make the rules, yes.
So we have a county executive now, Christopher Renee, who will start to work officially in January of 23. So we will be meeting with Mr. Christopher Renee, and we will try to set up an appointment with him. He's in the middle of working on his transition team and a number of other things, but we want to put another thing on his schedule called the Juvenile Detention Center. So Chris Renee will be coming to see you soon to make an appointment. Thank you. Now, would you bring us up to date on what we was doing October the 6th of 2021, Reverend Ben Fair, in the Cleveland Plain Dealer?
Yes, sir. The Cleveland Plain Dealer, Mr. Bibbs, article of October the 6th, 2021 says that they are treating us like animals. We can't come out of our rooms, but we don't know how long. We are scared for our lives. We just want to see and hear our family again. Please help us. These words rang out on social media last summer in a letter written by a youth inside the Cuyahoga County Juvenile Detention Center, where about 125 children are detained. 90% of the juveniles at the facility are under the age of 18. The facility is attached to the juvenile court on East 93rd Street and Quincy Avenue. If you passed by recently, you wouldn't have guessed children are housed inside. There's no sign of them in the large outback. Instead, they remain locked in their cramped cells, just big enough to fit a narrow mattress on top of a concrete bench for sleeping. This is where they spend most of their time. All of their days. Use of isolation has only intensified during the pandemic, where several staffs a shortage. In the past year, conditions have become so dire, Mr. Bibbs, that it begs the question, how can we as a community justify this mistreatment of our youth? In addition to the lack of access to basic hygiene products like soap, clean laundry, sanitized living spaces, youth are forced to wear soiled underwear and be shackled to use the bathroom. Those who refuse to be shackled are given bags to relieve themselves in their cell. They often go to bed hungry and wake up famished. There isn't enough staff to transport youth throughout the facility. Thus, meals are delayed. Youth eat alone in their cells. Daily exercise and in-person school is denied. Rehabilitative programs and family contact is non-existent. Also, what is happening, Mr. Bibb, is the lockdown in the facility responds to understaffing, which the court officials have publicly acknowledged as a crisis. The Cuyahoga County Juvenile Court Administrative Judge Thomas O'Malley has warned that operating the facility at the current staffing level has a potential for catastrophe, which introduces an unacceptable level of liability to the juvenile court in Cuyahoga County. In other words, expect an impending tragedy, but be in truth, the existing tragedy is that we've become numb to the regular neglect and mistreatment of our youth. O'Malley acknowledged the facility's recent over-reliance on isolation, depriving youth of necessary exercise, education, and programming. But these issues have festered for years, and in a disturbing and unprecedented twist, in late August, the court turned away national experts in hiring to help the facility reduce isolation and utilize diversion mere days after warning of a catastrophe. And recently, we all paid these ongoing failures. When these children are released, they will bear the scars and trauma inflicted on them in the facility. and our community will face the consequences. Isolation is uniquely devastating for children and can cause lasting psychological consequences, including depression, suicide, said Dr. Person with the National Institute of Health has said, referring to a range of distressful events from breakdowns to violence. Teens don't have the life experience to know that these things will be temporary. It said that they get enough of it. She suggests teens may think they'd rather die than endure the current situation. The youth in Cuyahoga County detentions are enduring unimaginable stress. It's little surprise then when we hear that they lost their cool like the rampant in August when one of the boys attempted to hang himself from the ceiling and another attempted to harm himself. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. famously said, "A riot is the language of those that are unheard." Speak up for these children when we must demand better care for children who are practically vulnerable. Call your Cuyahoga County Council representative and demand a public hearing urging the human mistreatment of our children. Mr. Bibbs, that is the report from the Cuyahoga County Juvenile Detention Center, where our kids are suffering under dire conditions and they need help.
Okay, and I think help is coming along, Reverend Fair. Will you read the flyer for the event that's going to be held at Olivet Institutional Baptist Church?
Absolutely, Mr. Bibb. Well, the Greater Cleveland Congregation's Justice for Our Children, a public hearing to end abuse of discriminatory youth bindover, Tuesday, December the 6th, 2022 at Olivet Institutional Baptist Church. Also, you can go on via Zoom. The youth bindovers can have many negative impacts, not only on the youth, but the community as a whole. Join GCC in publicly calling for an end to abuse of discretionary youth bindover. Register here for the action. So you can go on and to the link, Zoom link, and it starts at 6:30 p.m. and Zoom is open at 6:30 p.m. and the program begins at 7 p.m.
Very good. So what you're telling me is it's live at the church and by Zoom.
And live at the church and by Zoom.
Give me that date again.
That date is December the 6th, Tuesday, December 6th, 2022.
Okay.
And it's at Olivet Institutional Baptist Church.
All right. We're going back to the political lane now. Thank you for the civic lane.
Mm-hmm.
Going directly to the politics. In this last election, November 8th, City of East Cleveland had on its ballot recall of the mayor and recall of the East Cleveland City Council.
Mm-hmm.
The unofficial results show that the mayor, they didn't have enough votes to recall the mayor, these are unofficial counts, but they did have enough votes to recall the city council. And since then, there's a recall going on in the city of Cleveland. Very rare, because that's a heavy political move. Hard to get a hold on a recall in the city ward in Cleveland, because politics is so strong. But somebody made a move to change the structure of the government in Ward 7. They want to take the councilwoman out. So most people don't know what the charter says in the city of Cleveland, how you do it, when you do it, how you go about it. But the people who took out the petition got 100% of the information because they're in the middle of getting signatures now in Ward 7. So, is Ms. Sharon Penman on the line? Is Ms. Sharon Penman on the line? See if we can find Ms. Sharon Penman, Reverend. Ms. Joanne Holly, are you on the line?
I am. Can you hear me, Mr. Bibb?
I can hear you. And while we look for Ms. Sharon Penman, would you bring us up to date on your enterprise?
Yes, sir, I will. Thank you, Mr. Charles E. Bibb Sr. Love your program, love your show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, all around the country. I'm so glad to be here this evening just to share some information. And my gift is going to be, first of all, cryptocurrencies. Let me explain to you what cryptocurrencies are. A cryptocurrency or a crypto is a digital currency designed to work as medium of exchange through a computer network that is not reliant on any central authority, such as a government or bank, to uphold or maintain it. Individual coin ownership records are stored in a digital ledger, which is a computerized database using strong cryptography to secure transaction records. Please ask for our information to learn more about cryptocurrencies. It can change your life. It can help your legacy. It can help your children with their legacy. It's time to stop being broke. Everything that we do on a daily basis requires money. So for people to say that it doesn't, they're lying. You need to learn about the cryptocurrencies because you can double, triple your money. And I mean, you can learn a lot. I've learned a lot. I want to teach you to learn a lot because I want you and your families to have a better future and stop waiting on other people who don't care nothing about you, but you're waiting on them to save your life. They ain't gonna save your life. You got to save it for yourself. So some people is gonna watch the game, some people play the game, and some people don't know the game is being played. Which one are you? Join our team, Mr. Charles E. Bibb Sr., all the group, been fair, love your song. So people get ready because the trains are coming. Back to you, Mr. Charles E. Bibb Sr.
Thank you, Ms. Joanne Holly. Very interesting report. I understand that Sharon Penman has joined us.
Yes,
Ms.
Mr.
Sharon
Bibb.
Penman, would you come to the front, please?
Hi, Mr. Bibb. Yes, I'm here. Hello, every listening audience and viewing audience.
Okay,
Hello,
Ms. Sharon
Reverend Fair.
Penman.
Hello, Ms. Sharon.
Since we had to interrupt, I'll bring the audience back up, our viewing and listening audience, what you'll be speaking on. You'll be speaking directly out of the charter of the city of Cleveland. It might be a strange document for most people who live in Cleveland, but it's down at Cleveland City Hall, 601 Lakeside. It's called the Cleveland Charter. Tell us, how do you recall the mayor and the council in the city of Cleveland, Ohio?
Yes, sir. So removal procedure of mayor or member of council. The mayor or member of the council may be removed from office by the electors of the city. The procedure for effecting such a removal shall be as follows. Any elector of the city may make and file with the clerk of the council an affidavit stating the name of the officer whose removal is sought and the grounds alleged for such removal. The clerk shall thereupon deliver to the elector making the affidavit copies of the petition papers for demanding such a removal, printed copies of which he shall keep on file for distribution as herein provided. In issuing any such petition paper, the clerk shall enter in a record to be kept in his office, the name of the elector to whom issued, the date of issuance, and the number of papers issued, and shall certify upon each such paper the name of the elector to whom issued and the date of issuance. No petition paper shall be accepted as part of a petition unless it bears such certificate of the clerk and unless filed as herein after provided. This was made effective November 8th of 1994. It further goes on to read, filing the recall petition. A petition demanding the removal of the mayor or a member of the council shall be known as a recall petition. A recall petition, to be effective, must be returned and filed with the city clerk within 30 days after the filing of the affidavit as provided in the next preceding section, and to be sufficient, must bear the signatures of not less than 20% of those who voted in the city or ward respectively at the last preceding regular municipal election. Within 10 days from the date of the filing, each such petition of filing the petition, the clerk shall determine the sufficiency thereof and attach thereto a certificate showing the result of his examination. If the clerk shall certify that the petition is insufficient, he shall set forth in the certificate the particulars in which the petition is defective, and shall return a copy of the certificate to the person designated as such petition to receive it. Such recall petition shall be amended at any time within 20 days after the return of a copy of the certificate of insufficiency by filing a supplementary petition upon additional petition papers issued, signed, and filed as provided herein for the original petition. The clerk shall, within 10 days after such amendment is filed, make like examination of the amended petition, and if his certificate shall show the same to be still insufficient, he shall return it to the person designated in such petition to receive it without prejudice, however, to the filing of a new petition for the same purpose. This was made effective November 9th of 1931. Recall election ordered. If a recall petition or amended petition shall be certified by the clerk to be sufficient, he shall at once submit it to the council with his certificate to that effect, and shall notify the person whose removal is sought by such action. If the person whose removal is sought does not resign within 5 days after such notice, the council shall therein order and fix a day for holding a recall election. Any such election shall be held not less than 40 nor more than 60 days after the petition has been presented to the council, at the same time as any other general or special election held within such period. But if no such election be held within such period, the council shall call a special election to be held within the time aforesaid. The result of recalling an election: if a majority of the votes cast on the question of recalling a member of the council or mayor shall be against his recall, he shall continue in office for the remainder of his unexpired term, but subject to recall as before. If a majority of such votes be for the recall of the member indicated on the ballots, he shall, regardless of any defect in the recall petition, be deemed removed from office. When a person is removed from office by recall, council shall immediately provide for the nomination and election of his successor for the unexpired term by fixing the time of the elections. The nomination and election of a person to succeed a person so removed shall be held within 120 days after the date of the recall election, and shall be conducted in the same manner as provided for regular municipal elections. And this was made effective November 9th, 1931. And that's the end of my report.
Very good job, Ms. Sharon Payman.
Thank you.
The rules are the rules. The charter is a charter. Cities are governed by charters. And that's the rules they'll be going by. And I see they use in there shall a number of times. Reverend being fair, did you hear them say there shall be an election?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I did.
Shall be an election.
Yes.
Not no appointment. Shall be an election. If they get enough seats.
Right.
So for those who don't know the rules, go get your city charter. It's down there. And the clerk will let you know how much it costs, if it costs, I don't know. Each city, Collier County has different charges for different things. So you have to check with the clerk. Thank you very kindly. Now, earlier, Reverend Fair, I told that Leon was gonna get a break when I read it earlier. So be prepared to read it again after I finish talking about Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Day. Coming up in January of 23, Martin Luther King's birthday is the 15th of January. The legal holiday is the 16th, Monday the 16th, which we fought hard to get that day. And the late John Conyers of Detroit, Michigan, fought 20 years. And some of us joined him in Washington, led by Jesse Jackson, and where Stevie Wonder wrote the song, Happy Birthday. He wrote that for Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. So in the city of East Cleveland, we do all three, Reverend Ben Fair. We have a march from the East Cleveland Public Library, and the march is from the library to Starlight Baptist Church. Go to Starlight Baptist Church, we have a Martin Luther King service. After the service, we have a luncheon free to the public in the lower auditorium of Starlight Baptist Church. And the East Cleveland Public Library, they play Martin Luther King different programs of the marches and things and documentation of what went on during the Martin Luther King years. It's a big, big celebration.
Yes.
And we haven't been able to do it because of COVID-19, but we'll be back in 2023. And I've already talked with the CEO of the East Cleveland School District and the principal of Shell High School, and we will have the Shell High School band.
All right, sounds exciting.
Working on some other key people that will be joining us. And the base committee will be added this year, will be the People Get Ready podcast committee. All of our people will be involved in putting this together.
All right.
And we're gonna sponsor the hot chocolate before they hit the streets in that snow in January, because you know it's gonna be snowing.
Yes, sir.
So we'll get with the Mr. Carlos Lattimore and let him know he got a gift coming from the People Get Ready. We're gonna make it real nice for the band and things like that.
All right.
Thank you. Reverend Fair, bring us up to date on that giveaway.
Absolutely, Mr. Bibb. We have information regarding Neon Health Service annual Thanksgiving giveaway, open to the public. Registrations not needed. There's no registration. On Friday, November the 18th, from 12 noon to 2 p.m. And they says, while the supplies last, at the new East Side Market, 10505 Sinclair Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44108. One giveaway per household. Must be 18 years old. ID required. So you got to have, you must be 18. Those are requirements, 18 years of age. And also they just only giving away one giveaway per household. And it begins at 12 noon and ends at 2 p.m. So you don't have to register. You can just come and receive your giveaway from the Neon Health Service annual Thanksgiving giveaway opportunity. Mr. Bibb?
Yes, sir. Now, Reverend, I think we did 2 programs where you don't have to register.
Yes.
So everybody who's in listening and viewing audience
Mm-hmm.
on the People Get Ready podcast should be able to have some Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
No registering free.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, we're going to give you some information. We're going back to politics now, Reverend.
Mm-hmm.
We had an election last week.
Yes.
Okay. And November 8th. And I'm sad to make this report. The people are not interested in voting.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's working on getting them out to vote at the grassroots.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We have yet to do a program that can get at least half of the people out.
Mm-hmm.
So people, get your pencil and paper ready, because I'm going to give you what came out in your ward if you live in the city of Cleveland, and if you're in an inner ring suburb. Those are suburbs that touch Cleveland on the east side. I'm going to share with you what your turnout was. Do you have your pen and pencil? Number 1, Ward 1, 31.3%. Ward 2, 26%. Ms. Sharon Penman. Ward 4, 29.1. Ward 5, 14.1. Ward 6, 27.2. Ward 7, 19.3. Ward 8, 32.5. Ward 9, 24.9. And Ward 10, 24.9. Ward 3 is on the west side. I didn't miss it, it's on the west side. We're going to give you that. Ward 3, 35.9. Ward 11, 24.5. Ward 12, 27.6. Ward 13, 35.6. Ward 14, 16.6. Ward 15, 32.8. Ward 16, 31.8. Ward 17, Reverend, 51.7. 51.7.
51.7.
So in the city of Cleveland, the west side will be determining future elections. Thank you. Inner ring suburbs, Shaker Heights, 57%. Cleveland Heights, 49%. Richmond Heights, 49%. South Euclid, 47%. Bedford Heights, 39%. Euclid, 36%. Garfield Heights, 34. Warrenville Heights, 34.